Good morning. Janice here. We are in day 8 or January 8th, and our reading today is Job 17 through 20. In Job 17, he starts out by saying, "My spirit is broken. My days are extinguished. The grave is ready for me." He is in despair, despite the input of these men who've come alongside him. Their words are not being helpful, not helping him in this situation. He even ends by saying, "Where is my hope?" He's just really struggling. Chapter 18, Bildad comes along and makes the assumption that obviously Job must be wicked because bad things are happening to him. Unfortunately, that is a common idea, but it isn't true. Anyway, Bildad goes ahead and explains all the things about what happens to the wicked. Not very encouraging. And then chapter 19, Job continues in his lament, and we think back to the first couple of chapters where we see he lost his children, he lost his possessions, he lost his health, and now he's continuing to say, I don't have acquaintances or friends or relatives, family, my wife, my children, no one to stand with me, to be there for me. They've all turned away from me. And it's pretty desperate for him. There is no one, and even those who are sitting beside him are not for him. They are not speaking truth. But in chapter 19, verses 25 and 26, I love what he says. He changes his focus from looking at the circumstances and all the things he's feeling and all the things he realizes humanly. He looks up and he says, "As for me, I know that my Redeemer lives, and at the last he will take his stand on the earth. Even after my skin is destroyed, yet from my flesh I shall see God." Now think about this. The promise was given in the Garden of Eden that God would send a Redeemer, but there's been no evidence of it yet. But he has such a relationship with God. Remember back in chapter 1, twice God is speaking to Satan and saying, "Have you seen this man Job? He is blameless and upright and he fears me." God says that twice. So they have a relationship. He doesn't just know things about God or hope things about God. He knows things from his heart, the truth, because he's built this relationship, or he and God have such a good relationship. So he is even looking forward to seeing him, even though the circumstances haven't changed. Chapter 20, we're back at it with one of these friends, Zophar, who goes again on a rant about the wicked, making that assumption that this happened because Job is wicked, obviously. And again, that's just not true. We need to remember the kind of book Job is. It is a book of poetry in our Bible, and we can't take everything that the humans say literally. We're just watching a back and forth of human reasoning. But I do want to encourage with some verses that came to mind as I was just reading through this. One of them is Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. And this is where God tells us how he looks on things. And he says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." And that is something that Job realized, and I want to realize it as well, that God has a plan. He is sovereign. He is still working even when we don't see visible evidence of that. And we can trust him because he does keep his promise. Another verse that I found encouraging is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And we see Job doing this, where it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." I want to know God that well, so that when these hard valleys come into life, that I have the option, and I will hopefully take the option, to look up to God and remember what I know of Him. So this journey through the Word this year, looking to see what I can learn about Him, is going to help build that foundation to stand on as we do go through hard things. And something else that encourages me personally, I like to read biographies of believers who have overcome things. And one of my favorite is Corrie ten Boom. And you can look up quotes of hers and be encouraged by those on Google. But here's one that I have heard her say on a video clip, and it's just precious to me because it's true. And if you know about Corrie, she lived through the concentration camps in World War II and survived. And from that deep valley, she was able to say, there is no pit so deep that God's love is not deeper still. And that is truth. So may you be encouraged, and we look forward to sharing again tomorrow with what we're learning from His Word. Thank you.